Do realize that even kids with ADHD, kids with auditory processing disorders, kids with oppositional defiant disorder, kids with autism, you do realize that we can push them too, right? You do realize that we can have high expectations for them too, right? You do realize that we can be tough on them when we need to as well, right? Do you understand that when we focus on what they've been diagnosed with, and then we try to teach them within that box, that we are missing a whole nother part of that child? Every child has a certain determination. Every child has gifts. Every child has thinking, ways of thinking, that is only unlocked when we teach them and coach them at their challenge level. I know this because I've been doing that for years. You know, there are kids that I've worked with. I work with so many kids and done this, that their behavior is such a problem for them that it stops them from learning. It stops them from moving forward. It stops them from growing. They are stressed every single day. They act out. They scream. They do all kinds of things every single day. And I'm even talking about kids with autism who have difficulty communicating, right? It's stressing them out. So when we set these boundaries and no excuses, y'all don't know how to do that. Y'all think I'm wrong for doing it. No excuses, and learn each child individually. What's their challenge level? What's their real motivation behind this behavior? How have they been using it? Why has it worked for so long? What is it keeping them from? You understand what I'm saying? When we start to do that, and we have a goal for them to reach, sometimes we got to get down and dirty. Sometimes we got to be tough so that they know that they can no longer communicate in this way. They can no longer get their needs met in this way. And so they can learn a new way to communicate and get their needs met. Or let's take it a step further. Academically, they've been struggling academically for a long time. They may have a learning impairment, right? They may have difficulty. They may have dyslexia, right? There's always a way to figure out exactly how their minds are processing the information, how to find that spot, and then how to teach them within that spot and still push them so that they can grow and move forward. A lot of these issues that the kids have start to drop off. A lot of the things that were holding them back for years start to change, start to not be their reality anymore. They start to develop a new reality. A child that throws tantrums all the time because he can't speak. This is my new student. I just had an action plan review with his mom. Because he can't speak and he's used to being aggressive and throwing tantrums, he will then start to speak in complete sentences, wait his turn, sit down, read aloud. He already knew how to read. Nobody knew he could read until I made him actually focus enough to show us what he can actually do. You understand? We don't really know kids when they are consumed by their behavior or their limitations. So I have a lot of people coming into my comments saying that if I knew anything about children, then, or she must not be an educator, then she would know that. And how do you not know this? Well, really, it's not that I don't know what y'all talking about. It's that you don't know me. You don't know really what I mean. You don't know what I mean about combining behavior and learning strategies at the same time, improving kids' behavior and learning at the same time. You don't know what I mean by changing kids' mindsets on what their abilities are and their limitations are. You don't know what I mean by having no excuses so that they can stop focusing on and holding on to their excuses and actually push past them and do things that they never thought they could before. So to the woman who said I must not be an educator. I must not be an educator. I've been teaching kids and improving behavior for over 20 years. And you're right, I'm not an educator. Not in the sense of what you're speaking. I'm an educator and a coach, behavior coach. I teach, but I don't teach like what you're used to. I don't teach with limitations. This is why I teach and coach from home now instead of in the school, because I'm not teaching kids on their behavior, on their grade level, or on the grade level that they're showing me. I'm pushing them past that so that they are performing at or above their grade level. I believe in excellence. I believe in kids' beautiful minds being able to do amazing things, even with the disorders that y'all keep throwing at me. Yeah, we're diagnosed with a disorder. Okay, what do we want to accomplish? And how do we get it here? And yes, another comment, that I must not be an educator because I don't know, or I would know that every kid is different. But that's what my whole teaching and coaching has been based on. Individual, customized learning. Okay? Here's one thing. Come here. I am a child whisperer. I understand kids. I understand what they're thinking before they say it. I understand what they're about to do before they do it. I understand their motivation. Not in general, just by looking at a child, just by paying attention to a child, just by asking them questions and listening to their answers, and asking them more questions, just by their energy, just how it changes when I say something or when they have to write, just by their facial expressions, how they present when they have to spell something for the first time, just by the behaviors they exhibit when it's time for them to do their work, when they were fine a second ago. I know when they're uncomfortable. I know when they're angry and can't process their emotions. I know when they are getting ready to cause a disruption because something's making them uncomfortable, because they don't want to take this test, because they don't feel confident in themselves. I know kids. I know kids very well. So you're right. I'm not an educator. I'm an educator. I'm a coach. Okay? I'm a reading specialist. Even my students improve speech when they work with me. And I'm not a speech therapist. You understand what I'm saying? By my techniques when I teach them how to read. I combine focus and teaching strategies. So my students are always learning and improving focus and behavior at the same time. So I know for those of you who don't know me yet, what I'm saying might sound crazy. It might sound too rigid. It might sound like something that kids don't do. You may think that I'm just saying things, right? Because I have a platform. But baby, let me tell you this. The real reason I'm saying these things is because I created these transitions for so many kids in the school setting and also in my tutoring coaching program over the years. And also when I was a mental health specialist. And also, the real reason I'm doing it is because every child who is performing below grade level and acting out, they don't feel good about themselves. They are stressed every day. And they are champions and they don't know it yet. I want parents to stop stressing. I want teachers to stop stressing. I want kids to start stressing. And I want this illiteracy epidemic in this country to be over. Let's join together and let's do this, y'all. We got this. Believe in yourself. Believe in your child or your students, teachers. And always remember that growth is unlimited. And I love all y'all. Peace.